So going over this warm-up again real quick for the video, because I have to record this real quick. Your objective is that you can transfer standard form to vertex form. We're going to get to those 4.3 notes today, but what we did on the warm-up, by the way, this is old. Let me get rid of this. You already turned that in last week, hopefully. You're having a test Friday. We're going to review on Thursday. We're going to do 4.3 notes, an assignment today and tomorrow. 4.4 notes on an assignment on Wednesday, and review Thursday, test Friday. We said for the warm-up here that the parabola, what is this? The parabola opens up and it rises 1, runs 1, so the scale factor is 1. The roots are here and here, so it's -2 and +2, so -2, 0, 2, 0. The axis of symmetry is always x equals, and it goes right down the middle at 0. And then our root form is ax minus z1, x minus z2. And so our a value is 1 up here, that's the scale factor. But we said for 1, you don't have to write it, it's implied. So we're just going to write y equals x, and then insiders lie. The opposite of -2 is +2, and the opposite of +2 is x minus 2. You have like 10 seconds to get this copied down before we move on to 4.3. So if you don't already have 4.3, it's going to get passed out to you right now.
Yeah, Vertex right up for I'm actually counting. Yeah, one. Yeah,
Okay, here we go. So everyone has the 4.3 note sheet. Let me pull it up here. All right, here we go. Okay, your objective here is to transform a quadratic equation from standard form to vertex form algebraically. I'm going to show you how to do that here, right now. So let's do it. Algebraically. Now, on the left you have standard form, okay? So from your notes, you can kind of see this on your left-hand side of your notes. Do you see how standard form has an a, b, and a c? A x squared plus bx plus c. Now, off to the right is what we've been doing the last couple of days of the class, is vertex form. Now, they both have the same a. Do you see how they both have that red a? But h and k is the vertex. Now, we don't mess with h and k for standard form, but I'll show you how to move between them both. Here we go. So, remember, your axis of symmetry is x equals the x value of the vertex down here. Okay. Now, do you see this on your note sheet on step 2 on the left-hand side? Look at your sheet. Don't look at me. Okay. It says negative b divided by 2a. Negative b divided by 2a. Okay. This is how you get your x value when you're doing these conversions from standard form to vertex form. Okay. So, check it out. this is our process. We take the standard form on the left. We want to get it to the one on the right. We know ABC. We want to know HK. So we know A stays the same. So this and this are perfect, okay? What we're going to do, the math part is right here, these two steps. If you can figure out negative b over 2a, that's going to give you your h value. And then if you plug in, and then if you solve for y, you'll get your k value, okay? Substitute the values and rewrite. So let me show you how it's done here on example 1, okay? So here's your notes on the left. We're doing example 1 on the right. Notice your notes is just one example. I'm going to show you one example, and you should hopefully be able to get it because it's just the same thing. I do a bunch of examples, but I trust you can figure this out with one. So is everyone looking up here? In the back, everyone's looking over here. And probably in the front, next period, because they don't. All right, anyways. So example 1, transform the quadratic equation from standard form to vertex form using the axis of symmetry formula. Here we go. What is A? What's in front of that x squared? -3, right? What's B in front of the x in the middle there? So not just 6, but -6. And then what's the c value? Okay, so your first step is what's A, B, C? Okay, so let's fill that in. -3, -6, 2. Did everyone fill that in on your notes? Okay. Now, let's figure out the axis of symmetry. Okay. So what are we going to use? We're going to use step 2, x equals -b over 2a. Now, when it says -b, that's the opposite of b. Okay, think of like b being a liar, okay? That b. So if b is -6, what's negative b going to be? Okay, yeah, so, and maybe this helps. This is opposite. Okay, so instead of -6, it's going to be a +6 over, and on the notes here it says -6. We know that a double negative cancels out. Okay, it's a +6. You don't have to put a plus sign there, but I'm writing that so you know it's a +6, not a -6, over 2a. Now, that means 2 times a, so 2 times -3. What is 2 times -3? -6. So on the top, we have a +6. On the bottom, we have a -6. What's 6 divided by -6? -1. Okay, let me step back for a second and ask you, can you successfully put in -b over 2a given whatever numbers are in the equation? Okay, I think the trickiest part is that -b means you change the sign of b, and on the bottom you do 2 times the a and reduce the fraction. What's the easiest way to reduce a fraction? Just type it in the calculator, press enter, and it will do it for you, right? I'd like for you to do it mentally, but there's always just typing it in. Now, x equals -1, we have that down, so that's your step 2. Now, here's where we use that. You use what you just got on step 2 to figure out the vertex. So check this out. You're going to plug that x in right there and right there. Okay, do you see, it's in yellow here, that the x turned into a -1 in parentheses, very important, and then the other x turned into a -1 in parentheses, very important. Okay. Technically, you could type that in one step. Let me see if I can try that here. Hold on one second. Keep that. Okay. So if I go to a new document, I go to a calculator, don't type the y equals, but just type this part, -3, parentheses, -1, parentheses, squared, minus sign, 6, parentheses, -1, parentheses, +2, enter. Okay, sorry, if I type this part in, I end up getting 5. Do you see how I did that on the calculator? So, I mean, you could do it little piece by piece, but the more steps you take, the more potential errors you get. So again, just replace X with what you get, type it in one step, and that gives you your next number you need. Okay, there we go. Back on track here. Okay, where were we? We were right here. So this gives you your Y value. Up here, you got your X value. Then you get your Y value. And that gives you your vertex. That's your H. And that's your K. Okay? To do the vertex form, okay, right here, vertex form, I need AHK. Who can tell me what's my A value at the very top? Okay, A is the same as the original equation, the very first number you see. A is what? Does everyone see it up top? -3. What's my H value, the X value I got over here? -1. And then I plugged it in and I got my Y value. What's my K value? 5. So I know A is -3, H is -1, K is 5. All I got to do is plug that in right here. All I got to remember is that insiders lie, and I'm good when I type this in. So here we go. Okay. Do you see how we had Y equals A X minus H squared plus K? My A was -3 from up here. My H is -1 from over here, but remember, it's a lie. So it's +1. And then my K is 5 that I got right here. That's it. But those are the steps. You need to figure out A, B, C, plug it into -b/2a to figure out X, plug in X to figure out Y. That X and Y is really HK, and you plug it in to the vertex form. Okay? That's it. Okay? Now, I'm going to pass out the 4.3 assignment real quick. Would you like me to do like number 1 with you? Try to do another one. Okay, so that's it for the notes. If you need this, you can, I'll put it back on the board, okay? Keep that. Now, look at number 1. What is your A value? If there's no number here, what number goes there? 1, not 0. So A is 1. What's B? What's in front of that X? Okay, I'm just saying, if you put 4 and not -4, it's going to mess up all your work. I'm just saying. So careful for the signs. It's -4. And what about C? 10. Okay. Okay. Now, what's my little axis of symmetry equation? X equals what? Is everyone looking over here instead of your phones or something else silly? So I'm showing you how to do one so you can know how to do it. It's -b/2a. So -b. What's the opposite of this -4 right here? +4. Over 2 times, what's my A value? 1. So again, the opposite of b on top, 2 times a on the bottom. On the bottom, 2 times 1 is just 2, right? The top is still 4, so what is 4 divided by 2? 2. So I have a is 1, my x value is 2, that's really my h value, right? Sorry, what? Yeah, so let's go back to this. Negative b means the opposite of b. B was negative 4, so this had to be a little positive 4 up here. Good question. And I know that's going to be the trickiest part because it can be kind of confusing. Vertex. Now, everybody, what we want to do is we're going to take the x value of 2 and plug it back in up here to this and to this. So it's going to be y equals, instead of x, I'm going to put a parentheses 2 squared minus 4, and instead of x, I'm going to put a parentheses 2 plus 10. Do you see how I replaced x with what x equals, which is 2? Now, again, this can be a one-stepper in your calculator. Just this part. Parentheses 2 squared minus every x. Yeah, so there's 2 of them that you're going to replace. Good question. 4 parentheses 2 plus 10. Do you see how I'm typing it in one step? Don't put the y equals, just put the after it. I hit enter, I get 6. So my y value is 6, that's my k. So I have a, I have h, I have k. That's all I need to write the vertex form. Remember, the vertex form is y equals, y equals a x minus h squared plus k. Please remember, h is a lie. So what am I going to put? Y equals, what goes here? Hold on, what's a? 1. Now, if you write the 1, it's not wrong. You just usually don't see it. But I'll write it this time just for fun. All right, what's going to go here? X and then the opposite of h. What's the opposite of this h? Minus 2. Does everyone see? We got a positive 2 up top for h, so it's going to be a minus 2 down here because it's an insider. Insiders lie. And then what's my k value? Plus 6. Okay, so again, figure out ABC, plug it into negative b over 2a, plug that into the original equation, and use AHK in the vertex form. Okay, you should be able to do these problems. It might seem like a lot, but you have time tomorrow too, so you don't have to stress too much. But remember, you need to turn in 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 1, 4, 2. So if those are still lingering, you got today and tomorrow also to work on that too. Okay, so I'm gonna let you work on that now. Let's go ahead and get started.